'cause it's Wednesday. Are we live? I think so. We're live. Oh yeah. Hello. Welcome to the Source. So on Wednesday, Kieran, Richard, Isha here to give me some sauce. Welcome to the Source on Wednesday. We're here to give you the sauce. Issue 87 of the Source. Okay.
All right. Nice.
Thank you for my backup dancing.
Yeah, man.
There we go.
Everybody.
Hi, beautiful people. Yes, welcome.
Welcome.
Issue 87 of the Source War with Outlaw Red Hood. We read comics too, and pedals upon pedals. Yes. How is everybody? How are we
Good.
Sleepy? Just a little sleepy.
For the show, and now I'm ready.
Ready.
You're ready. He's ready.
Ready to
He's
do
ready.
this.
Ready to rock and roll.
Ready to rock and roll. Hello, everybody in the chat. Sean, Keith, Sean, Alex, John, Mary, Joseph, whoever's in there.
Ooh, don't forget Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Tom, Dick, and Harry. Hello, darling. You're right, babe. Don't forget the bourbon biscuits, all right? Here we
Cup
go.
of Earl Grey.
Earl Grey, darling.
We've got a few bits going today. In fact, actually, I think today is like the first time in quite a while that we've kind of got us scheduled down to kind of like how we used to do it. As in, basically, we've got a little bit of a pull list.
Ooh.
Yeah, so back to our regular scheduling, I think, a bit today.
Yeah, a bit, yeah. Yeah, just a tiny bit. Yeah, just a bit.
Just a smidge. Smidgy widgy. So today we'll start off with the news, and correct me if I'm pronouncing his name wrong, but Temuera Morrison returns to Star Wars universe to play Boba Fett, maybe?
Ooh.
Boba Fett sounds like a Pokemon, doesn't it?
No.
Boba Fett.
Do you guys know who this Temuera Morrison is?
How could you not know who he is? He is in everything. He was in Once We Were Warriors. He's in that film, the horrible Aquaman film as Thingbobby's wife.
He was the dad.
Was obviously, he was the dad. Yeah, he's the original Boba Fett of Clone Warsy thingies. He's he is the bounty hunter. He is bounty hunting. You know his face.
You know his face.
He's a New Zealand actor. Temuera Derek Morrison.
Yes.
MNZM is a New Zealand actor who first gained recognition for his role as Dr. Hone Ropato on the New Zealand soap opera Shortland Street.
Wow. Oh my God! Wow.
Not Neighbours or Home and Away, but the one that no one's heard of.
Everybody's got neighbors. I just messed up.
You better sing with
I have to say, because my mum still watches Neighbours, and the acting quality of that show is horribly blind.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they changed the music? It was like
they changed that every week. Every week. I'm like, have they changed it again, Mum? She's like, yeah. I'm like, what?
All right. Let's not talk about EastEnders or Neighbours. Oh, no, sorry.
So, what kind of podcast? This isn't a soapcast.
Okay. So Boba Fett is back. He's back.
Like Isha said, he played the original Jango Fett, and he was the what's the word? The template for the clones. And basically, Boba Fett is one of the clones that Jango kind of adopted and had as his own. Yeah. He just pretty much kept.
Have these, but I'm having this one.
Weird.
So yeah, he played the original Jango Fett, and he's back to play possibly Boba Fett, or I'm thinking he could be back to play Rex as well.
You said that earlier, like I think you said it in the group or maybe in the script. That's a huge spoiler for me.
Oh yeah. Well,
Because I haven't finished watching Clone Wars. So I'm waiting for this Order 66 for everyone just to turn. I'm like, this is dope. I watched the episode just yesterday where Rex and them are on that planet and they go to the farm, farm, and the clone has a family, and I'm like, that guy's gonna.
Do you know what though?
It's sick. It's so sick. I can't wait to get there. Like I'm on this show.
Do you know what though? It kind of spoiled it for me because I was watching. It was Rebels as well actually, because he was on Rebels. The last season of Clone Wars only came out this year, and Rebels finished quite a while ago anyway. So it was already known that he was going to survive that, but it wasn't known. See, I keep going back to it, but that's the thing about Clone Wars is that you know how it's going to end, but just the way it ends is something different.
Can't wait to get there.
Yeah.
Breezing through. I'm already halfway through season 2. By tonight, I'll probably be more than. I can't wait.
See, there we go.
I need to get to season 3 so I can see Darth Maul. This is what I'm trying to do. Like,
see, this is how you save Star Wars, yeah?
Yeah, for real.
TV shows. There we go.
yeah, for real. I would love a show. I was thinking about this. Sorry, it's like another digression off the digression already. But why isn't there a show of like after, basically with like Luke and Leia? I want to see.
Yeah.
So I've watched the latest movie, and Leia trained to be a Jedi. I'm like, I need to see this. I need something.
Yeah. Well, you can get something, and it's called the comic books, really. But to be fair, though, the comics has been sick. I mean, if you've read Darth Vader it is sick. It's like Darth Vader how he should be. Put it this way, there was a scene where they shoot down his ship, and then he's stuck on the planet, and all the X-wing guys, they're like, Vader, you might as well give up now. You're stuck with us. And he's like, no, you don't understand. You're stuck with me. And then one of those classic lines, and he mashes them up, man. Yeah, it is sick because it kind of shows him going against, like, he's kind of going after some Jedis as well, and you see some mad different Jedis in it as well, and it's sick. It is sick.
Maybe I should read some Star Wars. I just want some animated or something.
Yeah. No, I definitely recommend. I definitely recommend the Vader Down. Definitely, definitely read that.
Something else about the last movie. Just went through the Star Wars stuff. Did you not know? Do you know when Rey heard all
voices?
Voices? Did you know one of them was Ahsoka?
Yeah.
Just throw it out there. She's canon. That's what I'm excited.
That film was terrible.
Let's move on. Anyway, I didn't really want to talk about the film. I just wanted to talk about canonical.
Yes.
This guy coming back to be Rex or Boba Fett or Jango Fett, I think it's cool, especially because he's the original guy.
Yeah,
I think it's really
and
dope.
He's alive as well. Like, the people when they were alive.
He is, and looks young enough still to kind of like.
It wasn't that old. It wasn't that long ago. That clone Attack of the Clones was out, so it's not that bad. I think it's sick, man. I think it's good that. I want to see, because Rex is a sick character. I've always liked him in Clone Wars.
Yeah, I like Rex.
Really liked him, and I just want to see him again. Really, I just want to see. Do you know what I really want? I want an Ahsoka Rex show spin-off from Mandalorian.
Just gonna say, is he coming in for the Mandalorian?
All right, let me that's the whole point. He is in.
Because if he is, and then apparently Ahsoka's coming back, this
calm down. Okay. So the next.
I've been drinking out about Star Wars mug all week.
The next bit of news actually is Katee Sackoff returns as well to Mandalorian season 2. I don't know if you've met her yet, Karen, but she plays Bo-Katan in Clone Wars as well. You probably not come to her yet, so light spoilers. she is. I forgot her sister's name, but her sister was the leader of the Mandalorians. Right? And when Rebels ended, she was left with the sword. What's that black saber called? I can't remember the name of the black saber. I need to.
Oh wait, I saw that episode. Oh no, I've not seen her before. Was it that black lightsaber?
Yeah, black lightsaber.
I saw that in an episode today. Yeah, because I saw an episode of The Mandalorians today. I was like, what?
Have you watched The Mandalorian yet?
No, I haven't watched
you haven't watched it yet?
It's on the list. I'm trying to get through Clone Wars.
I was just about to spoil something really big, and I was like, let me just ask.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go through Clone Wars, and I'll get through it soon, and then Mandalorians.
Wait, say that. You're gonna do what? You're gonna do Clone?
I'm watching Clone.
No.
No. You know what? Scratch what I said, because I'm watching.
Oh God!
So Isha, basically, what I was saying,
just listen,
is
I'm on the last episode, so I can watch I can start Mandalorian tonight.
Oh my God!
So by next week, I would have rinsed Mandalorian. Trust me.
You can put Black Lightning on pause, please.
I've had Black Lightning on pause for about 2 years, and I'm on the last episode of the season. One episode.
Put it on pause for the next
it's not going nowhere, man. It's not doing anything.
It's still gonna be trash. No one's fought yet, have they? Have they fought?
No, actually, the last few episodes have been pretty sick. I'm not even gonna lie. It's been pretty sick. They had to go to this one country and murk this one dude, and this dude turns out to be his great.
So they're all related, yeah.
Oh God,
they're all related,
Black
yeah.
Lightning is doing. No, not all. Anyway, you were saying about the Mandalorian. Well, I'm talking about Black Lightning. All I'm trying to say is that by next week I would have been done watch Mandalorian.
Watch Mandalorian, man, because that would that would reignite your Star Wars live action jizz, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, so
you two are amazing. Go ahead.
So Katee Sackoff. She voices Bo-Katan in the animated Clone Wars. She also stars in Battlestar Galactica. Now I never really watched it too tough, but I can't remember who she was, but she was
the blonde-headed woman, isn't it? Yeah. I think everybody loved her in Battlestar. Like they were like men's crushes. Like people were talking about when they talk about that stuff.
But she it seems like everybody's like up for her being in the Mandalorian season 2.
Sorry, when is the Mandalorian supposed to
it takes place after Return of the Jedi, I think. Yeah, it's Return of the So it takes place after Return of the Jedi. So but yeah, people are happy that she's coming in. She voiced her character in the TV series in Rebels and Clone Wars. So, and she looks exactly like her. So now we've got her. We've got Ahsoka, possibly Rex, and Boba Fett as well.
So all reasons for me to watch The Mandalorian.
Definitely.
Right?
Yes, come on. Like
I don't give a shit about that Yoda baby. I don't give two.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
You like him. You like him. He is cool. Man.
Trust me.
I'm gonna be the guy on the internet like just posting that meme.
Baby's amazing.
So I think it's great news, man. I can't wait for it. Also, the Mandalorian season 2 isn't delayed because this is all filmed previously, and apparently her scene was filmed in February. So
nice.
So she
take note, other TV studios like filming, releasing 10 break and then going back. Just film it. Just film it.
Yeah. And they had the luxury as well.
No, they don't always get the renewal straight away, so that's probably what it is. Mandalorian obviously got the renewal for season 2 straight away.
Yeah, they had to. Yeah. And as well, they shot everything in
pretty
studio,
much.
so nothing was outside. They didn't have to worry about that. So that's an achievement. But I'm excited. I'm so excited for this. This is gonna be so good.
Alright, I'm also excited about this.
Yeah.
Dude, you need to get on it, man. Get on the Mandalorian, man.
I'm doing it.
Get on the Mandalorian.
So much pressure to have fun. Oh my god.
Star Wars is just my thing right now. I'm just like loving
Star Wars is rekindling itself.
Yeah, I'm loving Star Wars right now.
I think everybody in the Star Wars camp was like, okay, the films were trash. We need animated TV shows and live action TV shows to be amazing. We need the Star Warians to come back.
Actually, I'm going to talk a bit. I'm going to talk a bit about that later in our reviews. But yeah, you're right. I mean, there's one sick thing actually. I'll talk about it later actually. But yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
So the next bit of the news. Oh yeah, by the way, Karen, sorry. So if you guys are new listening to us, we are kind of like we go on a bit of tangents and we don't. Sometimes we don't stick to the point. But anyway, they've got a figure of Rex, a Hot Toys figure of Rex coming soon. Yeah.
Really?
So. Yeah, it looks good, man. It looks good.
I'll probably look into that.
Put in basket. Buy now.
Speaking of putting things in baskets, Hamilton is getting a release a year early. Has a Disney Plus exclusive. So this is Hamilton the musical. I didn't know it was actually done by Disney or produced by Disney. I didn't have.
I didn't know that either. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But,
So if you couldn't get any tickets for Hamilton, or you had to wait a year or so for Hamilton because it's so expensive and in demand, you'll be glad to know that Disney is bumping up the release of its recording of the hit stage musical Hamilton by over a year. Instead of the planned theoretical release set for October 15th, 2021, it'll be out on July 3rd, 2020, as a Disney Plus exclusive. It's a huge move on Disney's part. The company is effectively cancelling its planned theatrical run for the Hamilton recording, which it reportedly paid a record-breaking $75 million for the worldwide rights to turn it into a streaming exclusive instead. Yeah.
Damn. It's a smart move for Disney. One, because it gets all the theatre buffs onto Disney Plus, which is good. And as well, it's like it just opens up another genre of performance kind of thing. Like a lot of theatres are having to do that now. And I have always said that you should always film your theatre shows and then release them.
That made sense. I always liked the idea. I had this idea years ago. Is that, like you said, film it, and then once you've watched it, if the thing was dope, buy a copy in the lobby and you take it home. I don't understand why theatres aren't doing this. It's like marketing genius.
Yeah, they want to have that thing, and I get it, where you go to the theatre and you have that immersive experience, which is great. But at the same time, not a lot of people, one, have access to theatre, think that they're allowed to go, and you know what I mean, they don't know whether it's for them or not. So, you know, just keeping up with the times and digitizing it is a smart move. Like the National Theatre is now putting their theatre shows on YouTube. So I was telling Rich, I was like, the Barbershop Chronicles is coming out tomorrow. They had, you know, Cleopatra and Anthony on there, 3 hours long. Even the Breaking Convention have put up their Breaking Convention, you know what I mean, on YouTube. So it's like everything's accessible, which is good. You know what I mean?
What's
that
the Breaking Convention?
Most people don't want to go So all the most of the like world's hip hop dancers, breakers, you know what I mean, just so they come and do like a massive performance, like different groups and whatever, and then but now they've just filmed it at Sadler's Wells, and then you know what I mean, they just put it up, so it's like a 3-hour show. You can just watch it and just enjoy it. So if you've never been to the Breaking Convention,
no, but that's the thing.
YouTube,
I think that's one thing that kind of like for me as well, it was always like growing up, you used to watch Richard Pryor or Chris Rock, and watching that, you're kind of like, you can never, like, where did they film that, or how do you get onto there, kind of thing. It's like, but that, like, now you're older, you're kind of more interested in actually going there. And I know what you're saying about the theatre thing, especially in London. It's kind of, it feels like it's kind of like a class thing in a sense. And like, even just going to, like, we went to see The Lion King with my missus and her mum and her sister, and just even going there, it was like, yeah, it is sick, and we should definitely do more of it. I just don't, I just don't think it's something that a lot of people do, in a sense, but it should be definitely done.
I love the theatre.
It should definitely be done.
Yeah, and this is a good way of getting people
exactly.
to the theatre. You know what I mean? If they get to see something, it's like, oh wow, if it's this good on screen, then imagine what it's like when I go there.
A lot of work goes into stage work. Like, I'll use Wicked as an example because I saw that twice, and I remember
Wicked
thinking,
was amazing.
Yeah, I remember watching.
That's one I wanted to see. That's one I wanted to see as well.
Yeah, and I remember thinking, I think I checked the first time I saw it if they had it on like some sort of DVD platforms. I'd watch that whenever I was in the mood for it. Like, I was thinking about that today. It's a sick show.
Yeah, I do want to see that. I keep hearing, a friend of mine told me about it. I do actually want to go and see that. But
it's a nice touch on the Wizard of Oz as well. It really is.
Yeah, and if you haven't read the book, please read the book because it's fucking hilarious. It's like, it's got more graphic detail than I've seen in anything else. It's great. You know, I like weird, mythical, weird things. So just read the book if you haven't read the book yet. So yeah, but yes, Hamilton Disney Plus.
No, it's good as well.
Great. Yeah, and it's an all-black cast as well.
It's good as well because I heard that ticket, like, you have to wait like a year or so to actually get a place to see it.
Ridiculous,
crazy, man.
Which is great, but I'm just like.
But there are a lot. I mean, even having it on DVD as an option would be dope because I wanted to see Aladdin on stage at one point, and the pricing of that was. Like, I don't like doing these things unless I can be close enough to
you don't want to be in a right at the back.
Exactly.
It's just pointless. Unless you're in the cinema, it is absolutely pointless.
Absolutely pointless. Yeah.
So I wanted to get some tickets. They were like dumb expensive. I haven't seen it, and I think Aladdin's stopped now. But if these things were released on in a different platform where we could watch these things and at least just appreciate what they've done.
And obviously, because it will be on, if they do that, if they start doing this kind of thing, the actors should get the same like treatment as movie actors, because really they are doing. It's even more intense, actually.
I mean, you do get some actors that have been in major crazy Hollywood Oscar-nominated movies, and they're going back to doing stage work. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head, but it does happen.
Denzel.
Great example. They end up going back doing stage work. So it's not as if to say it's like a
dead art film.
Or what's the word? Like, you go to stage and then you go on camera. It's not like what's the word when you go back?
Non-linear.
Not regressing or anything.
It's not a regression. That's not the word, but that's a good one. It's not a regression. It's just it's acting. It's doing what you love. And then there's on stage, and then there's on stage. You know what I mean? So.
That would be good, man. That'd be good for actors, man. Let's please help us out.
Cool.
Okay, where we going next?
What's next on this list of listings?
The next one is the first teaser for Netflix, The Old Guard.
Right. Ooh. I had no idea what this was. I had to Google. I had to go on YouTube. There was no trailer.
It's just literally
thing with
the teaser.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really aware of this either. But it's Netflix. It's based on an Image comic by Greg Rucka and Leandro Fernandez. So Greg Rucka I love anyway. So I was going to give this a chance. So we'll see what it is. We see what it says. So basically, this is based on the Image comic, and it stars Charlie Theron in this movie.
We like her.
It tells the story of a small covert group of immortal mercenaries who must fight to keep their team together when they discover the existence of a new immortal and their extraordinary abilities are exposed. So,
son of a biscuit.
I like the concept.
Charlize Theron is a good actor. Yeah, this is good. And again, with Image comics, you're always going to get something indie but different, which is why I think they just work well.
I'm just laughing at like Netflix is just like Image.
Yeah.
Give me what you got.
Dark Horse. You're like,
Dark Horse. Give me what you got.
Just give me all the weird comics that no one's really looking for, kind of thing. So.
I'm hoping this will be good because I did buy the comic actually as well. I haven't read it yet because there's only like 5 issues at the moment. I've brought that. I'm gonna give that a read. They've made a series, so I'm assuming it's good. I like the concept of people living through the ages and being immortal and living in the shadows, but always kind of being mercenaries. So they're always fighting in wars and that.
That's good. That's good.
See, if you like that, you'd like the guy who Black Lightning's gonna fight. I'm just saying, like, that's what he did. He's lived a long time. He's got mad powers, and he's just fighting in wars.
Rich, your face, stop it. I've never seen you fight so hard for a TV show. Me and Rich are just like, no.
At first, you know well. I'll do an end of season.
Oh god!
Please do.
Maybe not next week.
Do so.
Maybe not
next
week.
Maybe in like 2 years. Maybe in 2 years. Oh my god. Okay, so when is this? When is the Old Guard coming out?
This is scheduled to.
When is it?
It's starring Wayne Brady. Wayne Brady's the guy. Wayne Brady is literally gonna have to choke a bit.
I swear I'm gonna get a top that says Lightning. I can't do it. I physically can't do it. Oh my god. Okay. Yes. When is this coming out?
Old Guard, not Black Lightning, the Old Guard is scheduled to debut on July the 10th on Netflix. So it's pretty soon.
Okay, that's not too bad. That'd be good. So that would be fun. Hopefully by that time, the boys will come out.
Yeah, when is the boys actually coming out?
Come on, boys.
Is it July?
It's coming out in July.
Oh, sick, man.
Yeah. It's if it's June or July, so I can't wait for that. But you've
seen the boys, have you, Karen?
He's like, of course.
No, it is like
that's that sentence exactly.
Yeah.
I thought it was what's that?
Word for word is what I was gonna say.
What's that? I'm watching Black Lightning, dude.
I've got the graphic novel. I'm looking at the graphic. I only started watching that show because there was nothing to watch, right?
Torture.
And then
that is torture.
No,
you should have asked me. I could have given you 50 shows that you could have watched other than that.
Mandalorian for one.
The thing is, and as I said the other day, and if this is controversial, whatever, but I start looking at my people, and there's a lot of my people on Black Lightning, so
people. Understand that, understandable.
What am I gonna do? I spent 30 odd years looking at everyone else because there was no representation. We finally get some representation, and we're complaining about it.
Drops mic, walk drops it.
Yeah, man.
Oh gosh.
That's fun.
So next is comic news. This is not a Black Lightning episode.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's a good title.
It's gonna be dropping Black Lightning every other.
Speaking of things dropping, Marvel Comics is shutting down the Marvel digital comic shop at comicstore.marvel.com. So this news is from Newsarama. After June the 2nd, readers will still be able to purchase Marvel Digital Comics and continue to read their existing Marvel Digital Comics library directly via the Marvel Comics app and Comixology store. So you can view your past purchases in My Books when you log into your account, and you can sync your Marvel Digital Comic Shop. So basically, I think I'm not sure exactly why this is happening, but I have a possible feeling that it's got something to do with what's happened with the corona and the this is only my assumptions. This is not something that I'm reading or anything, but because Comixology, Comixology / Amazon, I think they kind of like, it seems like they own the rights to digital comics in a sense. So they always get a cut.
God. It's another diamond situation.
So like when I go onto my Marvel Digital Comics store, the layout is pretty similar to Comixology itself. So yeah,
Really?
so maybe I think they're just kind of just cutting that off because they've already got Comixology, so there's no point really having two different places to read the same thing.
Yeah, but you know, as long as, I mean, just don't shut all down. Just make sure you just, you know, just because this is the time for people to buy digital comics. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, just keep it open, or you know, I mean, Amazon, you better fix up because you know Netflix one up you. And I wouldn't be surprised if Netflix was like, we've got a comic book section.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Boy, they'd be earning that, what is it, £14?
Yeah.
They'd be earning that £14 from me if they got a comic book section, boy.
I know, right? Could you imagine if they
you.
had like a comic book section and then they had the films under the comic book
Yeah.
section, so you could
man.
like whether it be animated or like live action, that'd be dope. Netflix,
I feel like
that's
if
an idea.
Netflix did that, it would be like Image and Dark Horse and possibly DC. It wouldn't be Marvel. I don't think.
You can
still.
Yeah,
That's still
good, man. Marvel also noted that you can redeem your digital comic codes at marvel.com/redeem.
I was last about.
So that's a bit of sad news, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
Some good news. Batman, the Three Jokers, is set for a new August debut. So DC has announced that Batman, the Three Jokers issue 1 has a new release date, which is Tuesday, August the 25th. So this DC's senior VP editor-in-chief Bob Harras said in a statement, as more stores are finding ways to operate and service their customers, our release schedule is under constant review. These from placing orders to on sale, moving Batman 3 Jokers to August will enable more stores to order and sell this incredible story that Jeff and Jason have crafted. So 30 years after Batman the Killing Joke changed comics forever, Three Jokers re-examines the myth of who or what the Joker is and what is at the heart of his eternal battle with Batman. After years of anticipation, starting in DC Universe Rebirth issue 1, the epic miniseries you've been waiting for is here. Find out why there are 3 Jokers and what that means for the Dark Knight and the Crown Prince of Crime. It's a mystery unlike any Batman has ever faced. I
did watch the Killing Joke, the animated movie thing, and I was like, okay,
that's the response you have when you watch the animated. It's like, okay,
like the end of it just made it. I was like, okay, and then like when spoiler, have you seen it? Oh, you not seen it? Yeah, okay, like, and then like Batman's like he starts laughing, and it's like unnerving. I was like, okay, like,
it's better when you read it, I think, because
it's definitely better to read than it is a watch. Because to be honest, the anime now, DC usually kill it when they do their animated movie or animated anything. To be honest, but a lot of that movie could just be taken out because it's like to contrast what was going on between Batman and the Joker, they had to have this little subplot of Barbara Gordon and this villain, this no-name villain that she was attracted to for some reason.
Yeah,
it was weird. Yeah, it was just
unnecessary. It's not how I would have done it. I feel like if that movie came out a little earlier, like a couple years earlier, that would have been completely different and it would have been way better. Much. Yeah, it really didn't feel like it fit in this day and age. Like I was like, this feels like, when they're trialing stuff out, and this, it was the moments in there were good, but I was just like, okay. In my opinion, sorry, real quick, I'm just on my Forbidden Planet. I haven't checked my orders for Forbidden Planet ages because I was gonna get the free Jokers. I'm just on one of my open orders that I ordered time ago and have not been. Young Justice 17, Shazam 14, 4 issue 7, all not been dispatched.
Oh, bless.
Avengers issue 35.
Damn.
And I have my comics piece.
Come on, Forbidden Planet.
When everything's all back to normal, and I'm broke, by the way, I ain't got no money, they're gonna charge me for all these comics and ship them out, like all at once. It's gonna, oh my days.
You send them a receipt and be like, COVID-19, give me my shit.
Going on to the free Jokers, can I ask? Is anyone else nervous about this storyline? Because I'm actually, since they announced free Jokers,
especially this solicitation, what I just read, because it says 30 years after Batman the Killing Joke changed comics forever, Free Jokers re-examines the myth of who or what the Joker is, and what is at the heart of his eternal battle with Batman.
Even before they mentioned the free Jokers, and it corrects me, anyone in the comments, if you watch this at a later date, whatever, correct me, but I swear there was a comic where they suggested that the Joker may have been, this is before Free Jokers, suggested that the Joker may have been supernatural because he always dies, or it always looks like he dies, but then he comes back. And then with the Free Jokers, it's like, oh, it makes sense. He's that one's off healing. He's been fighting. You know what I mean? I'm not nervous about this because I always, it's happening to me again. I'm just gonna I've always liked the idea of the Joker just being this regular guy who is just a bit, obviously he's super intelligent and, the Joker, but if he's supernatural, to me, it doesn't add something. It takes away something. And for the fact that there'd be 3 of them, that shit makes me mad nervous.
I wouldn't mind if it was a thing of it's 3 different personalities of the already left up Joker. That's more interesting.
That I wouldn't mind.
Because then it's like, oh, maybe I've only seen 1 or 2 and I haven't seen the third one, or like maybe I've only seen 1 and I haven't seen the other. Like, you know what I mean?
Maybe we've seen 3 and we haven't seen 4, 5, and 6. Like,
there we go.
That's a great idea.
But 3 separate people. Bear in mind, this guy was his origin, or part of his origin that we know of, is that he was the Red Hood for a spell. Got into a fight with Batman, fell in a vat of acid, came out as the Joker. What? There weren't 3 guys there at that night, as far as I understand.
Exactly.
If that comic starts off, Alfred, there's something I need to tell you. That night there were 3 men. I'll get the fuck out of it. I don't want none of that. There were actually 3 men.
It doesn't need to be supernatural. That's not what DC is about. Just keep it as one guy who's completely messed up, beyond messed up, you know what I mean? And then, you know what I mean? If you really want to go off the ball, you know what I mean? You can, not that it's good, but you can be like, because obviously Joker likes to kidnap people and do shit. So if he kidnapped 2 other people and was like, I'm going to mold you into who I am as kind of like Decepticons. So he doesn't, I could just about take that. I could just about take that, you know.
He did that in Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. Anyone seen that?
Yeah.
When he did to Jason. Yeah, one of Jason Todd.
Yes.
Because that kid was blatantly Tim Drake. Anyway. But Jason Todd.
Continuity.
And in Batman Arkham, the Arkham series, again, he did that to Jason Todd. Oh no, that was Jason Todd. There's no need for that.
Yeah.
But so basically, Jason Todd just gets royally raped by the Joker all the time.
Yeah. So that I would, as a subplot story, I wouldn't. I could take, but
down with that.
But a mythical creature.
Having said that, as nervous as I am about this comic, I am excited for it. I can't wait to read it.
Are you excited, or is it just anticipation now? Because like I think okay, with this COVID thing, that's fair enough. But I think just a lot of things with DC, like lately, is like you're anticipating something, and then it just takes so long to come. And by the and then by the time it actually comes, you're like, damn, man, what? Like, it's something else. You're waiting for something else now. It's like, oh,
I
mean, some comics that they've done that came out on time and was a lot of fun to read was like, say, The Button. The Button was a dope story. They had one with the Titans, Teen Titans, and Deathstroke. I forgot what it was called, but that was sick.
Thingy was like I don't know, but I feel it's like I get anticipated for it, but then when it comes, it's just like Heroes in Crisis as well was another one where it was like, oh, they're gonna do something where the heroes are gonna be like in psychiatric help, and
that I would have done that different. It's like the premise was the result didn't match the premise too much. It's like he told us part of the premise. Didn't
and even the Button as well. The Button was good, but the Button was good because you was anticipating a Doomsday Clock, and the Doomsday Clock didn't come for another.
That's true. They were supposed to go hand in hand. Yeah, that whole thing was a mess.
And
but,
I feel for me personally, that's how I am with the Three Jokers now. The Three Jokers was a thing when Rebirth came in, when Batman was in the Mobius chair and asked who the Joker was, and the Mobius chair answered him. You know, that was a mystery then. That was 3-4 years ago now. So I'm like, okay, do I really care about that story now? No, not really.
Yeah.
They shouldn't do that. It's like DC have a problem with releasing potentially dope stories but taking too long to release them. Marvel, their problem is they'll release a dope story, release it on time, but then you got all
10,000
subplots.
And then as soon as that story ends,
balance.
the next one comes in. You're like, I already just brought 10 tie-ins for this one. You're going to buy another 15 for this.
Exactly.
So
So the word of the day, DC and Marvel. DC, maybe just a week before you're going to launch something, just do boom, we're doing Three Jokers. Everybody's like, shit, it's coming out on Friday, boom. And then, you know, Marvel, look, we've got these tie-ins, before the actual thing. So you can buy them, but you don't have to. We're going to float them around if you want to buy them. But this is coming out the next day. And then that's it. Simple thing.
You saying that about DC, though, like, that just reminded me of what... what's his name? Who did Walking Dead? Jesus, what's?
Wipe Wednesday.
Can't read it from
Robert Kirkman.
I got confused.
Yeah,
that guy.
Because like his last issue for The Walking Dead, he put in the solicitations that there's going to be another issue next week, but the book came out and then you read it and it was like, hang on a minute, this is the last issue. Like, this is literally the last issue, because he's done his obituary kind of thing where it's talking about how when he started writing it, and it's like, damn, we didn't even know this was going to be the last issue, like literally. So
you got that's how you got to do it sometimes. You just drop it like that.
Slide
Come on now. Man. Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Wow. What we got there?
We did on that one, boy.
Jeff Lemire revives Sweet Tooth at DC, and a TV show moves from Hulu to Netflix.
Netflix is just
killing it.
Just kidnapping everything.
So, just like the old guard, I'm not really aware that much of Sweet Tooth, but this was by artist and writer Jeff Lemire. Basically, he announced that he's reviving the creator-owned series Sweet Tooth at DC. And Netflix has announced of its basically Robert Downey Jr.'s is producing the Sweet Tooth TV series. So yeah, the tragic post-apocalyptic Sweet Tooth originally ran for 40 issues from 2009 to 2013 through DC's now defunct Vertigo imprints. So Robert Downey Jr.'s planned Sweet Tooth TV series adaptation. It was going to be on Hulu, but now it's on Netflix.
Sorry, side note, every time I hear these like streaming services, I think of there's a guy on the line, he's called Keeks, and he did this thing about Hulu, Netflix, Crunchyroll, and
I saw
HBO,
that.
and he's got like different coloured tops on. He's like, I'm Netflix, I'm like the streaming OG. And he goes, where's your catalogue? Hulu's like, where's your catalogue? He's like, he points to like Disney. He's like, you're just mad because Disney's got like a big like lollipop. He goes, you're mad. I'm gonna get into it. It's so funny. It's like,
put it in the group.
It's so funny. And then is it Crunchyroll that comes in right at the end?
Yeah, because Netflix is like, I'm an OG in the thing. Ain't nobody got numbers like me. And then Crunchyroll's like, speaking in Japanese, he's like, your voice is annoying. And he's like, Crunchyroll. I didn't know.
Do you know what? When I first watched that, I was actually thinking about you when I saw that. I was like, oh, Isha would love this. Isha and I'm sure it was Sean in our group that watches Crunchyroll. Is it? Sean.
I think both Sean's got Crunchyroll. I know brother Sean has it. I don't know about friend Sean.
Crunchyroll, it's only $4.99, and you get all.
I had Crunchyroll for a spell, and it just wouldn't play in English. So I was like,
really?
Yeah.
There's hardly any like dubbing. There's all subs. So most of it's subs, like 99.9% of it subs, which is fine because I watch subs in it. So
I was watching like proper when it was new. My Hero Academia. I went to watch it in English.
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 Nope.
So
gonna have to go and Kiss Anime for that. Big up Kiss Anime. They're amazing. But yes, sorry. Yes, Robert Downey Jr. is planning to do this because Hulu's rubbish and Netflix is taking everybody's edges.
So basically, dear fans, we have some news. Team Downey is adapting Sweet Tooth, the beloved comics by Jeff Lemire. Back in November 2018, it was reported that Hulu had ordered a pilot for an RDJ produced Sweet Tooth show working with Warner Brothers Television, with Hap and Leonard co-creator Jim McKell writing and directing. It is unknown if McKell or WBTV remain involved in this new iteration of the project. So this Sweet Tooth book 1, this is from the deluxe edition. This is the synopsis. It says, kids like Gus have a price on their heads. 7 years ago, the affliction raged like a forest fire, killing billions. The only child born since are part of a new breed of human-animal hybrids. Gus is one of these children, a boy with a sweet soul, a sweeter tooth, and the features of a deer. When vicious hunters descend on his isolated forest home, a mysterious and violent man called Jeopard rescues Gus. The hulkling drifter promises to lead Gus to the preserve, a fabled safe haven for hybrid children. As the two cross this dangerous new American frontier, will Jeopard corrupt the boy he's nicknamed Sweet Tooth, or will Gus's heart change Jeopard? Written and illustrated by spectacular talent Jeff Lemire, Sweet Tooth is a haunting tale of survival in post-apocalyptic America, of friendship formed in tragedy, and the good and bad in humankind. So, sounds interesting, yeah.
No, Sounds very interesting.
Intriguing.
Sounds like B-Stars.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I was reading it. B-Stars. I did watch one episode of B-Stars. I can't remember if I finished it because I think Danielle was watching a bit of it and she wasn't really into it. But yeah, it looks good, man. It does look. It looks bad.
Okay, you need to watch the rest of it, please do. I beg of you.
Oh, sick. I went through that
Serious?
2.5 times.
I know,
2.5 times. Maybe 2.5. I got to how many episodes are there again?
Like 12?
Yeah, I think I got to episode 10. Episode 10 for the third time and then stopped.
Yeah.
So
You're like, I don't want it to end.
yeah, that was so good. That Lugosi's a dope character. I forgot what the funny girl name. Whoever her name
the little rabbit.
Yeah, they're all dope characters. They really are.
Okay, cool.
I just feel like that has so much potential. Anyway, we're talking about this
one thing
right here. This is Sweet Tooth.
One thing Shawnee B said good, it will distract Robert Downey Jr. from the idea of playing Doc Brown. I think that was actually just a meme because from Back to the Future. Emmett Brown,
Emmett Brown.
So I think that was a meme because people put Michael J. Fox and I'm blanking on his name. Spider-Man, what's his name? It's not Toby. Why is Toby Maguire in my head? It's Tom Holland. That's it.
Tom Holland.
Yeah,
Tom Holland.
I don't know why Toby Maguire is in my head. But yeah, no, he's sure is. But they've got a picture of Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, yeah.
In the face of in the face of Michael J. Fox, and Robert Downey Jr. has Doc Brown, and they do uncannily look similar. It looks like it.
Yes,
could.
They do. Did you see the move? The little clip
yes,
of it? They've done like a VFX of it.
It looks uncanny. It does look. It does look, but they don't need to be.
I don't think do I want them there though? Don't be rebooting Back to the Future. Leave it alone.
If you could find whatever image or video that is and put it either in the Best Bros chat or the Mag 7 chat.
YouTube. Put it in the comments if you find it on YouTube.
Yeah, put it in the comments so we can all see it.
Just put it somewhere so I can see it.
Indeed.
He's like,
speaking of us seeing things, we have the reviews.
Amazing, man. Who's reviewing first? Want to go? Rich, you never go first. You go.
Go first, Rich.
Okay. So, what have I been? I haven't really been. I've been really busy. So, to be honest, I didn't really watch anything until I was doing the script for this, and I was watching Disney Gallery Star Wars, The Mandalorian. Yeah. So this is 2 episodes at the moment. Basically, what it is, it's just basically like a documentary about the Mandalorian. So the first episode was they were talking to the directors, basically, or the directors just talking about themselves, about their experience with Star Wars and how they got into it, their first time with Star Wars. It's not anything like they're questioning them. It's just them on a round table, just actually talking. And the second episode was the legacy. So it's just talking about the legacy of Star Wars and what it means to certain people that's working, like Kathleen Kennedy. Jesus, what's the guy's name who's actually the man doing the Clone Wars? I'm
gonna call him D-Man.
What is his name? I had it. I just had it in my head, but it's gone now.
Is that a Furby?
Furby?
Yeah, it's like a Furby.
What is that, Karen? I don't know what that is. Dave Filoni. So yeah, Dave Filoni.
There we go.
So yeah, it was really good, man. It basically the director's telling them, how they just saying how they got into it. It's really interesting, just to see like the way that they work and how they got into Star Wars, and you can kind of tell why the Mandalorian is the way it is, in a sense, because the way that these guys are talking anyway, it seems like they know Star Wars. The best part was at the end of episode 2 with Dave Filoni. Basically, he was talking like this makes me want to go back and watch Phantom Menace again, right? So basically, what he was saying about it is, so the Duel of the Fate, the last fight with
don't spoil.
oh man, you got to be spoiled if you haven't seen it.
Wait,
No, Phantom Menace. Yeah.
Oh,
I've
Phantom
seen
Menace.
that. I saw that shit in the
Yeah.
cinema.
So the Duel of the Fate, the fight with Darth Maul, Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan.
And Obi-Wan.
So that is the pivotal point of George Lucas's Star Wars, right? So the reason why he's saying it's called Duel of the Fate, because it's the duel of the fate of Anakin, because if you go back and watch it,
which I did about a couple weeks ago. Go on.
Qui-Gon, he is kind of, he's not like the other Jedis at this point. Like when you learn about Qui-Gon, he is kind of like, he is the rebellious one,
wasn't he?
But all the Jedis are all interested in this other thing where he is like this kid has got the Force. We need to kind of like take him and like adapt him, kind of thing. And if you notice, like I haven't seen it in a long time, so I'm just going by what he was saying on there. Obi-Wan was like, why are we here? Why are we talking to Jar Jar Binks? Why are we here to just get this other life form? He wasn't really into the thing of picking up Anakin. And he was saying like the Duel of the Fate was, depending on how this fight appears, is whether Anakin will be the good Jedi or the bad Jedi. Because if Qui-Gon had won the fight, then he would have had that father figure. Because Anakin was that. Qui-Gon was the father figure. He was the guy to take him from his mother and teach him the ways, and actually took care of him. And he was really like had the fatherly figure of Anakin when he was a kid. But he lost. So it coming into like I said, Obi-Wan wasn't really interested in all of that, so he kind of took on Anakin.
It was kind of like
he kind of took on as a burden, as a favor to Qui-Gon. So even though Obi-Wan and Anakin kind of grew up together in a sense, it was more of a brotherly thing and not like a fatherly thing. So it was a failing in Obi-Wan actually bringing him up like that. So that way, and that's the reason why the Emperor could like kind of manipulate him, because he was kind of like. And when you watch, you don't really. That's the thing about it as well. You don't really get all this from the movies. When you watch Clone Wars, obviously it kind of develops the relationship as well. So you kind of see that. You know, the Emperor is kind of, so how are you today, Anakin? How is things going? He's got that kind of loving, grooming thing. That's the word. That grooming thing going on.
Kind of like what Odell did to Jennifer in Black Lightning.
Every time you bring up Black Lightning, I'm gonna find you. So I'm gonna find you.
No, he groomed her, and then she ended up killing for him.
I don't know who they are either, man.
Okay.
You're talking caca.
When you said Jennifer, I thought you were gonna. I was talking about Friends. I was like, what happened? Like with Jennifer Aniston, what happened?
Oh, that was a brilliant segment.
So yeah.
Amazing. Good, as you were saying.
So yeah, well, after because he's like Dave Filoni, when like I've got a new respect after watching Clone Wars and Rebels. Like I've got a new I've got a new love for Star Wars in a sense now, and it's kind of
which is much needed.
It was definitely
much needed.
and And yeah, just the way that Dave Filoni was speaking about that, he was like, actually, do you know what? I never actually thought of it like that or read it that way. So when I actually want to go back and watch it again. And I've never ever wanted to go back and watch The Phantom Menace again.
No, those movies, especially considering the way the new trilogy turned out, that trilogy isn't that bad as we make it out to be. We make it out to be, it's actually pretty decent. But that first one is still a bit of a once the plot is over, it's all right.
That's the thing. It should.
But the other thing I was going to say is there is on what you just said or what the guy said on that show. There is no way that Anakin would have gone dark. When I think about it, he was raised by Qui-Gon. It just would not have happened. Yeah. Watching Qui-Gon, he's my favorite after Mace Windu, by the way. Like Qui-Gon's sick.
Yeah.
If he raised Anakin, there's no way or at least Darth Vader, that name would have gone to someone else.
Yeah. And I think as well that's why when it makes sense when you're looking at Obi-Wan when he came to Luke. And he was like, "Nah, I have to make it right.
Yeah.
Like, I have to be invested in the child, kind of thing." And he was like, "I'm gonna stay here and watch you grow and watch you, and then be that figure for you. So when you go off, and that's why he kind of obviously he maintained the goodness. But, you know what I mean? It was just like it was very.
But that's the thing. He was even saying that even he thought that Luke had the bad side in him. And he could have went to the dark side, but it was only until he saw when he cut off his dad's hands, and he looked back and he saw his hand. He looked at his own hand, and that was when he was like,
"This conversation is great." So I've watched it recently, so I'm like, yeah.
So it's like he kind of realized, look, this is what the Emperor wants, and he said like when he was a kid, that kind of scared him. Like when the Emperor said, "I have your father, and now I'll have you," kind of thing. Because as a kid, what he was saying is like being a kid and thinking that someone has control of your father, like your father, and then having the control of you is kind of scary when you think about it as a little kid. So that kind of.
I think that's scary for kids who grew up with their fathers.
Okay.
I'm like, what? No, I didn't get that.
That was like a 3-pointer of like family. In one. That was amazing. That was great. Like that line. That's a 2020 line right there.
What was I gonna say? I forgot. But that sounds all done.
So basically, this Disney Gallery is. It is an insight. If you're into the Star Wars things, if you like Mandalorian, it's basically all about Mandalorian, the Mandalorian. So it kind of.
It's gonna turn my light.
It kind of just talks to you about the production of it and the directors and where they're coming from and things like that. It's really interesting. Really, really. I do recommend you watch it after you've watched the Mandalorian, but definitely try and watch it if you can.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Sounds cool.
Woohoo!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, go on you, Kieran, go.
I don't know how to review this.
What is it?
If I'm honest. I feel like so it's issue 2 of On the Stump. It came to me in the mail randomly. And the funny thing is, the one thing I just want to say is this is how my comics are coming. So I was complaining last week that my comics aren't coming. This is issue 2, and at the back it's got coming next month, issue 3. Yeah, issue 3 should have been out on Wednesday, the 22nd of April.
Oh dear.
It is now the 13th of May, and I've already just got issue 2, so they're probably like on issue 4 now.
Yeah.
But I digress. So this is issue 2 of On the Stump. I don't know how to talk about this because it's too new, and what happened in issue 1 was too far away. But basically, there's these two.
Gist.
So I think what I told you before is that it's America, and it's an America where all the politicians, if they want to vote for a candidate or if they want a law passed or anything political like that, fight for it. And I love that idea. When you were talking about how that show is coming on Netflix and it's only got 5 issues, I'm like, please make this a live action. That would be sick. It's actually really good comic how they just fight for it. But it's not just kind of like fighting in the ring. So there's these two fighters, I forget who they are. They go to like this meeting, and they're working on the two fighters who come in. They're fighting at the moment to get some bill passed. I forget what it is, but they've gone to this meeting and they're I don't know, constituents or whatever. Like, we want you to start working on the bill. I'm going to call it metahuman just for, or X-Gene, whichever
X-Gene.
one. They want them to pass. They want them to pass a bill so that they can have fighters with X-Genes, abilities. And these two guys are like, no, we've been doing it this way for however long. We don't want any part of that. So then one of the fighters goes, kind of taunts the guy in the suit. No, first the guy in the suit is like, how dare you two come to my office looking like this? Because they're just wearing their fighting gear. One of them is wearing like a moose's skull on his head. They're like, oh, we've been doing this for years. Show some respect to it. So then the guy in the suit saying, we want this done. And they're like, we don't want to do that. So then he beats up the one who's wearing. He kills him actually. Kills the. He's wearing a suit. He doesn't look like a fight. I don't even remember the character's name, so it's whatever. Kills the
Moose Man.
Kills Moose Man, and says to the other guy, "Look, I want this bill passed. Start working on this." And I'm not going to go into the rest of the story because I can't remember who these characters are. But artwork, it's it's decent. It's kind of I don't know how to call it.
Back up, but that's cute. That's nice. Yeah.
A lot of characters are black.
I love that.
So what I remember, judging by these two, there's a cop and this other politician who are trying to find out what's going on the stump. The stump is the thing where they fight. It's the ring where they fight. Trying to find out all the what's the word? The when something's dodgy.
Something's dodgy.
All the underground shit that's going on. I
Uh-huh.
can't think right now. They're trying to solve that little mystery. While he's got these politicians that are fighting for like super soldiers, and then there's these two assassin girls. They killed someone in the first issue. They were in prison, and they, through a series of events, they break out, murder someone else. I'm not explaining it the best. It's because it was too long between the first read. I don't even know where that first comic is to kind of go back and reference it. But as an issue two, from what I remember, this was a really good comic. Like I said, I really hope it gets to live action.
Who's it from?
Yeah,
I feel like it's by Image Comics, and it's written by Chuck Brown, and the art is by just someone called Prenzy.
Nice.
That's it. Not a John Prenzy or an Amy Prenzy, just Prenzy.
Not a
LaQuisha or a
Karen.
Hero.
Just
Prenzy. Just Prenzy.
Like that. We like that.
I actually think, as much as I'm enjoying this, and I can't wait until I eventually get issue 3, it'll be nice to kind of have more know what's going on a bit more.
Yeah.
It's too, you know, when a comic is too new for you to pick up. It feels like that. But from what I do understand, it's pretty good, and I feel like it's great as a comic book. But I feel like it would be magnificent if done right, translated into live action.
Okay, let me ask you this:
so, imagine that
live action movie or series? Series.
Oh, series.
Yeah.
Series. It's got to be a series. Yeah. I can so see this kind of on like a HBO type of vibe.
You know,
HBO because they're the ones on TV who just don't give a fuck. If not HBO, obviously Netflix, because we already know they don't give a fuck. They give less fucks than TV.
Right.
So
they need to do that, and they need to do that would be phenomenal.
Do you know what?
Phenomenal.
If they did I Hate Fairyland, it have to be an 18, and it has to be a cartoon.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking as well.
Don't do that.
Yeah. That'd be so good.
I'm interested in this one.
I'm going to give it 2.5.
2.5
weeks. And the only reason I'm giving it 2.5 is because out of 5,
like half,
because I need.
That's like half.
Huh?
What?
Yeah, because it's pretty good. Yeah. It's actually really, really good, and I like fighting as well. Like
you're making it sound more like a 3.5. Yeah, you see.
Yeah. Or at least a smooth 3.
Like a smooth We'll call it a 3.
Yeah.
We didn't bully it.
No, I mean that's your score.
We'll
But
call it.
when you said 2.5, I was like, huh? You're describing it.
The
like
reason
it's
is
at least a
because
3. Like, it sounds pretty good.
It is a 3. I was being stingy. It is at least a 3. The only reason I was giving it a 2.5 is only because of myself. I can't remember A, what happened properly in the first issue, and B, because this is only issue 2 and it's not there in my head. It's so new. I don't know these characters. I don't know the names yet. So I was actually supposed to try and find another review. You know when you read something, you watch a review to kind of like, I ain't that guy, not right now. If it was a Batman comic, I'll have you like, yeah, Bruce did this, Catwoman came, and oh my days, Commissioner Gordon.
It's okay, you got Moose Man, Suit Guy, Assassin Girl. This find their names.
I like the cover. Can you not see the cover? Hang on.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
that's a good cover, man.
Ooh, we like it.
Those are the 2. So he's a politician, black. He's a police officer, black. And then I would say that they're sort of the main characters, but we don't know yet because it's like they're introducing a lot of characters. There's also those 2 girls who go around killing people. And then there's politicians. It's just hard to know who's who as of yet. But it's dope.
Okay. That's
Freaky.
good.
Alrighty. Cool.
Okay. I will keep my review short and sweet because I have reviewed this before. Okay, so The Hollow on Netflix, season 2. So animated TV series. Basically, this group. There's a game. It's a virtual game. You get plugged in and you get turned into a little avatar, but your memory gets wiped, and you find out that you have kind of semi superpowers, and you have to do. It's kind of like a quest thing. You can go through different lands.
When you say your memory gets wiped, does that mean you don't remember who you are at all? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wait. So, does your real world memories get wiped, or does your memory of being in the game get wiped?
In the game get wiped.
Okay.
Yeah, so you get plugged into the game, you get turned into like an avatar, whatever, just a cartoon basically, cartoon character, and then, but you don't know why you're there. Like, so you have no record, and then you're like, you can just about remember your name, and there's 2 other people in the room with you, and then there's a clue, and blah. So you've got to go through these different lands and da-da-da. So in the first season, they did that, and then obviously you find you have a team, and da-da-da-da, and then they completed the game. Yeah, they completed the game, they won. And they came out of the digital realm. Or so they thought. Okay? So we're on season 2 now of The Hollow. So The Hollow is basically the organization that makes the game. So these guys wake up in their own houses. But everything is a little bit off. Something's not right. But they're retaining all of their memories. So now they're like, okay, I remember everything of The Hollow in the game. I remember all my teammates, but my mum is acting hella weird. My dad looks different, and there's a giant clown running down the street after me every time I come out my house. So like everything's a little bit. So basically, we're on the journey again for them to find out what's going on.
It sounds really interesting. Like, I was just thinking you should have put this on our last episode that we did, the different worlds. It sounds sick, man.
I know. When I was like, why didn't I put this down? I was like, oh yeah, actually, I didn't watch it. So they're finding out different things, and the twist at the end is really good. I don't want to spoil it because it's really good. When I first reviewed the first season, at the end, that's a tiny spoiler, but like when they come out, obviously they come out of the digital world, but they come out and they become human. And I was like, I don't want to see them in a human form because I've been watching cartoons.
So when they come out, they're actually real humans. It's not animated anymore.
Yeah.
Like, see.
No, it's people. So, and then I was like, do I like this? I was like, do I like this? Like, and I thought they were gonna like do it in a human form, but then they went back to the animation. I was like, yes, this is good, kind of thing. But yeah, so in this Hollow, like there's a bit of a glitch. And things are happening that keep going wrong, and it's basically they're finding people who were in the previous game, and they got to work together. You know what I mean? Some friendships falling out, and one person's lying about something, and then there's but the game is still going on. So these like 6 or 7 people, whatever, from the old game are having to compete with the new gamers that are in the Hollow. So it's a race against time to be like, oh, we kind of got to stop them from winning, but we can't stop them from winning. You know what I mean? So they've got to figure everything out. And when they find out why they're there and how they're there, it's a bit of a trip. So I'm like, oh, this is kind of like a Westworld. Oh my God. Like, so it's really, really good. So if you get a chance to watch it.
I'm going through the pictures on Google. No, it looks...
Is it the show? Because I watched the trailer the other day. And my because I'm learning Spanish, my Netflix is in Spanish. So there was this show called El Vacío.
Okay.
And it was with this kid in the trailer, and he's being chased by, it's a cartoon, he's being chased by his other kids, and he's cornered in an alley. And then he kind of, one goes to punch him, and he jumps on his head, and then jumps on the roof.
Yep, that's it.
Like, they're all like, how did he? And then he's like, I still have my powers.
Yes, that's it. Yes,
that looks sick. That's on my list.
That's it. That's the
Okay.
shit.
Yeah, I'll be watching
Watch that. Watch season 1 and then watch season 2. Okay. It's just really entertaining. It's a nice little story, and like I like the animation. It's really like Funko. It almost reminds me of like Funko Pop, kind of a little bit. I don't know why, but yeah, no, it's really, really good. I give it 4.5 out of 4.5 geeks, just because. Yeah, I just it's good. I hope they do another season. I don't know. I mean, if they didn't, I wouldn't be mad because these 2 seasons are kind of a nice, like full circle.
Yeah.
But if they wanted to, they could do and then do like a massive like crescendo at the end. But they don't need to after these 2. It's really
I like
good.
It when it shows end like that, where you can be satisfied with what you've got, but it leaves the possibility.
Yeah,
that's good storytelling.
Yeah. So it's really good.
Sick.
Yay, the Hollow!
Nice.
Cool. That's
all right. So next on the list is the pull list.
On the list, the pull list.
So,
oh my God!
Right. So, like I said, like an hour ago, this pull list is all DC. Because, as you know, we haven't had comics for like a month or 2 now. DC has now released their comic. They released it on Tuesday, but apparently they were being sold today. So we've only got a list of DC comics, and literally, I'm not reading any of those either. And it's literally 6 comics and a few trade paperbacks that came out. So yeah.
Thirsty times out here.
Indeed. So, first on the list is Justice League issue 44, by Robert Venditti, Doug Mankey.
That's another way to say monkey.
Brian Hitch and Jamie Mendoza. Cold War kickoff after receiving a distress call from signal from Aquaman. Justice League. I was watching that today, actually. Well, I was partially watching it. Yeah.
What, the film?
It's not too bad.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Hang on. No, wait. Because I said it was.
When did you say that?
And you like, no.
It wasn't. Wait, maybe because I was just watching bits of it. I wasn't really paying attention. I was just like, I remember this film. Oh yeah, that's alright.
It's not that bad.
It's not sick. It's not dope.
It's not sick. I would never say it's sick. I wouldn't say it's dope. But if someone asked me, have you seen Aquaman? I'd be like, yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah. As my brother said,
it's entertaining.
Yeah, I was just about to say it's a watch. It's a watch.
Yeah.
It's entertaining.
Cold War kickoff after receiving a distress call signal from Aquaman. The Justice League travels to Antarctica, where they discover an ancient prison at the bottom of the legendary pit of Tartarus. But who is locked within? Freed from their shackles, creatures of myth and horror emerge to battle the team. While the League must confront their own personal demons, what exactly lies at the base of this well? What lies at the base of this well, and what will be left of the Justice League when they discover its secrets?
Dun, dun, dun. My God.
Next is Lois Lane, issue 10 of 12. Armed with new information about the assassin stalking her, Lois goes on the offensive while Renee struggles with wielding what may be the most powerful weapon of them all, the truth. Despite Greg Rucka and Mike Perkins. Metal Man, issue 6.
Yeah.
After
6 of 12.
Who reads Metal Men? Like, I don't think I've ever met anybody who actually reads Metal Men. Metal Men are basically characters that should feature in someone else's comic.
I don't.
I was gonna ask, but after that, like,
After
no need.
They're like the lamest superheroes. I think they're so lame.
Are they just all made of metal?
They're basically just a bunch of metal men. We got platinum, gold, copper, and zinc, or whatever the names are. I don't even remember their names. Aluminum.
Aluminium.
Yeah, I'm doing the American accent. Aluminum. Do you know what you can do with aluminum tubes? Aluminum.
I tell you a funny story, sorry, I'm just like that going. My dad was telling me a story one time when he first went to America, and he went into the store and he was like, "Oh, have you got like?" He was talking to someone about science stuff, and he's like, on the periodic table, he goes, "Oh, there's aluminum." And Dad was like, "I studied science.
No.
There's no like no thing on aluminum." He goes, "No, aluminum." And Dad's like, "No." He goes, "Do you mean aluminium?" He goes, "Yeah,
No.
aluminum." No, that's
Yeah, it took me a good few years to realize that. Yeah,
what they would say. But you know what? That's the kind of conversation. If I met an American, I wouldn't even argue.
Right.
Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
That's how they say it.
Well, now you know what it
much,
is.
but yes.
But if you was like, what the hell is aluminum? Why is this person? What the hell are they saying?
I had an argument with someone about the full stop and
Yeah,
period because I said something. I was like, "Oh yeah, no." So you know what I mean? And full stop, and they were like, "What's a full stop?" And I go, "The little like." I was like, "The full stop at the end of a sentence." She goes, "What does that mean?" I was like, "It's a full stop at the end of the sentence." She was like, "No, I don't understand." I go, "The little dot that you put at the end of the sentence." She goes, "A period?" I'm like, "That's not a period. It doesn't need a tampon. Yeah, it doesn't need a tampon. It's a stop at the end." So yeah, it's a bit much. It's a bit much.
I know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So
Americans, eh? You guys are great.
Crazy. Okay, so
Exclamation point.
yes. Metal Men,
Yes.
6 of 12. Go
Yeah.
After, go ahead.
Can I read it? I'll read it. All
Good.
right. Let's give Rich a break. Where are they?
No, bless it.
Hang on, let me turn my phone sideways
Yes.
so I can
Actually see it.
Yeah. Where's the bit that goes sideways? Oh,
Did you turn? Okay.
is it doing it? Is it? It's not doing it. Wait, I'll just read it. Oh, one of them is called Platinum. So after Platinum finds out, after Platinum finds out that she is based on a real woman Magnus used to know in college, she sneaks away to search for her human counterpart, learns the twisted reason for why she loves Magnus so much. Meanwhile, back at Magnus Mountain, Instant Battle seems to have some bigger plans of his own with someone else from the dark multiverse.
Trash.
Metal Man issue 6. Oh, come. Did that sound exciting? Who's like,
Metal Man.
She's based on a real person? Oh my days, man.
Yeah.
What's
Okay. Okay, let me
support
read.
your comic books and get issue 6 of Metal Man by DC.
Yeah.
Or don't.
Or don't.
Or don't.
You know. There we go. Okay. Harley Quinn issue
Harley.
72. I know. It's all they had on offer,
literally.
okay? Right. Sam Humphries, Gilliam March, and Frank Cho, I think. Some mysteries just don't want to be solved, like this one. As Harley digs deeper into the death of her friend, it becomes clear that there are forces in Los Angeles that don't want her this close to the truth. Will Harley be broken by the City of Angels, or will she be able to avenge her friend's death? Or will she be able to convince Booster Gold that he is not her crime-fighting partner and never will be? Or maybe she killed her friend. Who knows? Tune in whenever you want to. No, I just said, just adding that. Just to
No, that would have
spice it
been
up
way
a bit.
more interesting than what you said. I'm like, It's like it was 8. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, sorry about the call list. It's literally all we've got this week, so it's a very slow week for comics. Slow month.
Yeah.
It's a slow everything for comics.
Yeah, slim pickings.
Everything is slow. And I have to say, I remember once upon a time I used to love Harley Quinn. I really did. She was a dope character. She was, and then they
made a comic out of her.
Me Too'd her.
They Me Too'd her, and I'm thankful that a woman said that.
They did. They Me Too'd her.
And because I was gonna say, what was the word I was gonna say? I was gonna say something along those lines. Along those lines, but probably a bit
controversial.
Controversial.
That is the name of the title of the show today.
Oh man!
Come on.
Remember when Harley Quinn was dope? She was like, oh man, I just don't like her anymore.
I liked her in the animated series. Like, I really did like her in the animated series. I never really read her in the comics, so yeah.
Well, she would like feature I never read her in the comics much, but she would feature every now and again. I suppose, and this is gonna be controversial because a feminist is gonna be like, basically, you liked her when she was the Joker's punching bag. Yeah, kind of do.
But she had more depth then, and even if you were gonna take her out of that loop, just give her a better story because she's got so much backstory. Like,
I was just gonna say she because for anyone, I've got Joker and Harley DC Black Label, and I've got Harleen, which is 6. It's not like I don't like Harley Quinn. I just don't like what they've done with her.
Yeah.
And it's not that I like her as the Joker's punching bag, because there were times where she would stand up to the Joker and I'll be like, go Harley.
There we go.
It's just, I don't know what they're doing with it's just too much. And I'll never forget. I'm not forgiving this. And I'm not even blaming Tom King. I'm blaming DC Comics because they did this to Harley Quinn. Where she didn't murk, but she managed to escape Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. I wasn't having that. I did not accept that. I just didn't accept that. I couldn't believe that was written and drawn. That's just Superman. Harley Quinn couldn't catch Superman couldn't catch Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
since when?
Crazy.
Since when?
He can outrun. He runs faster than a locomotive, and he's faster than a speeding bullet. Or is he stronger than a locomotive? Whatever. My point is, he's Superman. Oh my days.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, come on, Rich, bring it home. Justice League Odyssey.
I'm sorry.
No, we like a tangent. It's good.
Last one is Justice League Odyssey issue 20 by Dan Abnett, Will Conrad, Jose Ladron, and Josie Ladron.
Jose Ladron and Jose.
Are these? Yeah, exactly.
That's the same person.
It's like the male and the female version.
I don't know. Let me. I have to.
It's Jose and Jose.
There's either 2 Jose's or there's 1 Jose.
There we go.
I'm gonna Google those names later.
Sorry, I was actually in the middle of googling it and I just messed it up.
Googling it. Why did I know it? I thought you were like
these guys.
What is
they are actually the same person. Yeah,
it is the same person. It had to have been. I'm like, that's too. Yeah, that just doesn't happen. There's no way that happens. Could you imagine they're in the same class?
Yeah.
Twins.
Jose L. Which Jose you asked for?
Ladron.
Jose L.
We're both Ladron.
Ladron.
So, as Darkseid threatens reality as we know it, Epoch, the Lord of Time, has a plan to stop him, but will that plan end in a greater disaster for the multiverse? Green Lantern, Jessica Cruz, and her Justice League Odyssey misfits have one chance to avert catastrophe, but they will have to steal Epoch's time technology to do it and risk unveiling the entire history of the DC universe.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh dear.
Well, that sounds slightly. It must
absolutely, positively must be stopped
with a biscuit.
Don't forget the greedy tips.
This has been like the geekiest episode we've ever.
None of us has smoked or. I've drank a bit of wine, but other than that,
I've just had agua. That's me.
We're just happy to do this.
We are happy to do
Love
this.
comic books.
Yay! I don't have.
I love
there we go.
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang.
So that was the crappy pull list for this week, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The next pull list will be in a couple of weeks, I guess, when everything is starting to fizzle out. Hopefully, because I don't think I can take this much longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, this is it for this issue, 87.
All done. Thank you for joining us. And don't forget, if you want some of our merch, go on Teesprings, TEE Springs. Have a look at the Source Wall. We've got hoodies, jumpers, socks, pens, all stuff, you know. And if you want 20% off, you go the Source.
Indeed.
Is it the Source 20? The Source 20, because, you know, we've got to add that little flavour on there. And, you know, we'll see you next week with all the sauce and the beards and the glasses. I don't have a beard, obviously. So the beards, breasts and glasses. That's what we're going to have next week. But Kieran, tell them.
Don't forget to bring us
Alright. Love and peace, babes. Bye.
Peace out.